One of the mistakes that Mr. Grrr'S made early on in his laminating career is he was so excited about his project. He ran off with his laminated whatever it was. I don't know if it was a map. I don't know if it was a skill sheet. I don't know if it was a character template. But hey, thank you, Nick Powell. Like, I had this laminator running 24 hours, came back down to my man cave to do the work and noticed, oh crap, I left that Nick Powell laminator on all day and all night. So you got to learn from your mistakes in life. So every time I'm done with the laminator, I turn it off and I unplug the sucker. So like I said earlier in my gratitude shower today, I am thankful for the roof over my head, albeit humble as it is. The good people that made this laminator, oh my gosh. I don't know if they have a website online where you can give a glowing 5-star review, but I would confess my crime, say, hey, Mr. Grrr'S is an idiot. He left his stupid laminator machine. I take that back. His amazing, wonderful laminator machine that did not burn my house down due to my negligence. So, hey, whoever designed this project, the engineer, Mr. Grrr'S gives you a big thumbs up. So today I'm going to use my printer and print out this list. And I'm going to start putting my list here because you know what? It's time to start over at the top. There's going to be another red X on the bottom. So I'm going to keep all my strikes on here. And when the board is full of strikes, this kind of reminds me of a Price is Right game. When the board is full of strikes, I'm just going to stop. You got to know your limit, Mr. Grrr'S. But as long as there's a little bit of room on top for me to try to take my message of hope and kindness to the public places of the world that I think need them, yeah, I'm going to do that. But, Garrison, what's going on? Who's trying to call me? All right, you know, hey, the thing is, that's the danger of having two self. Garrison! You want to come down here a second? All right, attaboy. If you're doing for something for Winona, you keep going, because I got a picture of you and your brother and Tully here for her, and it's even waterproof now, so I'm going to come back down here later, take this sock, erase all this, and start my list over with number 1 being Hardee's, where all adventures that are good begin and end. And we're going to have another red X down here, BioLife. I'm not angry at BioLife. It's just their procedure. It's just their policy. So we saw a lot of people there that looked like they needed money. And I'm glad that there exists a way for people to safely get a little extra money to help protect those that they love. You know, I feel embarrassed that my Xbox noodle arms cannot do the job. So I looked up online earlier today ways to make the veins in your arm bigger. And they said drink a lot of fluids. And, well, Mr. Grrr'S got to start somewhere. 1, 2. All right, 10,000 more of those. And maybe Mr. Grrr'S Xbox noodle arms will have big hoses in them, and I can donate plasma to feed my kids. It's a process. All right, I came upstairs to see what was going on. I had to do my little doodle card for my sweetheart. You know, she has 2 of these boo-boos, 1 on each arm, because they said, well, let's try the other arm and see if it works better. But she got the job done, and part of being a masculine man is, well, you really, really, really enjoy the company of your beautiful feminine wife. Garrison, do you think someday down the road you're going to ask your dad advice about women, you know, because you're not an idiot yet.
Probably.
You're not an idiot yet. You're still a child growing into a man. But once you become a man, what is going to happen?
Idiot.
You're going to be an idiot. So the thing is, Garrison is trying to make a squishy for Winona today. And if there's anything that life has taught me, is sometimes you got to spend some money. So we're going to go out looking for a very special, and this is as special as it gets, but you know, this thing is not going to last long. But now that I've made it, here, let me squish it. Now the thing is, apparently kids at school make squishies for each other. You know, part of my job in the monastery involved a lot of stress balls. Like every single kid there was given a stress ball to squeeze because you know what? Life is stressful. So I am thinking that maybe a plush animal companion for JoJo, the black cat, might be a better answer. And you know what? Mr. Grrr'S has a budget for discretionary things. I've worked on my budget a lot. And you know what? We can go take a look around town today. Garrison and I can go on an adventure and see if we can find something to go with this care package that we got ready for our friend Winona. This is kind of be one of the coolest things I think we've ever done, Garrison, because you know, when you share your love, your imagination, and your heart with the world just becomes better. Now I have this video, this deliciously beautiful squishy is going to hopefully live forever. I hope when aliens take over this place, they see this video. I hope when AI takes over and says, you know what, do we need to destroy humanity? They see this squishy with this name on it, Winona, and they say, you know what? Humans are rotten, but let's give them another chance. Now, the thing is, like I was saying earlier in my video about being a masculine man, you protect your family. So the thing is, these buttheads that exploit their kids, put them on YouTube and try to make millions of dollars by pretending they're the perfect family, Garrison, that's the golden dump. Garrison calls it the golden poop, and I respect that, but my brother and I named it the golden dump. My little sister, oh my gosh, there she is. There's my little sister. There's
you had hair?
Yeah, look at that. And I got my eyes closed just like Earl on the TV. And a mustache. And there's my big little brother. God, I hope his arm's feeling better today.
Hey, you look good.
Thank you. These are some people that are super important for me, and I will never ever forget as long as I live.
Who's that kid with the trophy thing?
With the hockey player? His name is James. And that beautiful, like, that lady, she was such a beautiful soul, Garrison. She brought so much joy and love to the kids at the monastery. You have no idea how gifted, talented, and amazing she is. And eventually, someday you're going to meet a girl just like her, and you want to have a little bit more than a Kleenex wrapped up to give to that young lady. Now, Garrison, I'm playing like a little game with this video project I'm doing.
I think it's like all the places you can like film, but you can't film that.
Right. So there's 2 strikes on my board. There's another strike about to go on it because where Ma gave the plasma at BioLife, they said, no, under no circumstances can you bring your camera in here and film. And I respect that. So I made a video on the outside of the building talking about how I will respect their wishes. So what I need you to do, and we got to remember Chimera Hobby, number 27. Garrison and I are going to a board game store today, and we're going to, and we might find a board game for our friend Winona. And hopefully we don't get her one she already has. Cross her fingers. So I got to call Bobby and make sure that I get this on my list as a check mark. But he's busy. He got robbed. His store got robbed, so he's been really busy.
Chimera hobby?
Now, I need you to take the sock of power, Garrison, and I need you to gently and expertly, with your dexterous elven fingers, erase the board completely except the monastery and the red X and GameStop and the red X. My old man hands are shaky. I trust you. I trust the process.
So just get rid of everything.
Everything but number 25 and number 50. And we're going to start over at the top with 51. Oh, go to work, son. Put some elbow grease into it. You want here? Here, let's move this so you get a better angle. All right. All right, let's put it right here. That way you can put your back into it. But please do not erase the monastery and GameStop. Those are the two places that, you know, just are not a big fan of Mr. Grrr'S and his message of kindness. Like, I caught GameStop red-handed and taking advantage of children. Like, I have video proof saying, like, hey, don't do that, GameStop. And you know what? I'm not welcome in their store anymore because I caught them. I hope nobody at GameStop is buying expensive Pokemon cards from kids right now and giving them like $5 for a card that's worth $500. Because you know what? That's stealing from kids. That's taking candy from a baby. And that's just no good. All right, careful. We're getting close to those red X's now. Careful. Careful, careful, careful. This is why I pay you the big bucks, sir. Now, what I would do is just use a little tip of it. Yeah, attaboy. Attaboy. Watch the GameStop. Part of learning, Garrison, is learning from your mistakes. I made a mistake with GameStop. I made a mistake with the monastery. I don't want to make a mistake with BioLife because I want... Oh, I forgive you. I'll write the 25 back. There you go. Attaboy. Attaboy. You know what? Erase the 25. I don't care about the numbers anymore. Erase that. And see if you can delicately erase the 50 without getting the X. And we got to put BioLife down here in the strike zone. Garrison and I might play some baseball today. Attaboy. Attaboy. All right. Clean slate. So we're going to start over here with Hardee's. Have you ever eaten at Hardee's, Garrison?
Don't think so.
They say all adventures that are good begin and end at Hardee's. So maybe someday, soon, very soon. Oh my gosh! Yes! I have an idea for a video, Garrison.
Oh, okay. I started it.
All right. So I'm driving, you're talking. So why don't you make a video until we get to Pick and Save, which is a couple minutes down the road. So practice your talking. Communication. You're going to have who are you hanging out with? Noelle?
Yeah.
Okay. So the thing is, one of the most important skills that I can give to you is the ability to communicate.
Yeah, like I can't talk to nobody.
Well, I do it all the time. You don't think you can learn how to do it? Do you think a lot?
Well, sometimes I like zone out in thought, but other times I just kind of literally forget how to think.
Well, when I was a young person, I talked all the time to my stuffed animal Ernie, you know, because I didn't have any friends. So I guess I just kind of developed a habit of talking to myself, which I think makes people uncomfortable. So, but it's important to learn how to talk to other people. I just kind of practice on a puppet, I guess, if that makes sense. Because I think of all the skills that there are in the world, communication is just, man, it's just tops. And kids today are just sending each other text messages and they're not really good at communicating. So I don't know if you're ever going to have people to talk to that are going to make you better communicators. That's just kind of one of the things I'm working on. This is where you add something to the video here. Is it still running?
Yeah.
Okay. You got anything in your mind about communication? Hey, there's a fire department. Got away.
Yeah, I just waved to a fire truck.
We give the policemen a lot of love, but man, fire department too.
Yeah, because they're just working with 911, and my dad just kind of he just likes the cops.
I do. You know why?
I don't know.
When Gabe ran away from home,
Oh
they
yeah, the
brought him
cops
home
found
safe
him.
to us. I owe them a life debt. So
How did he get out again?
he opened his window, pushed the screen out, and just jumped out the window and ran away from home. When he was an itty bitty little guy, he had absolutely no fear of anything back then. And they just found him. They called the police, and they brought him home.
Was he naked?
No, he was wearing his onesie pajamas, but they were all white, and he looked like he was mining coal. When the police officers gave us back the pajamas, they were so dirty, like they gave them to us in a sack.
Oh, well, that doesn't sound like the greatest pair of
No,
pajamas
not
you
the
would want to
greatest
wear.
parenting award at all. The thing is, but
Wait, what could he have gotten into?
dirt, lots of dirt.
Does he just roll on mud?
Who knows? Kind of like when Wilbur escaped the pen, you know, like he ran wild and free.
And it does sound like a good time, but I mean, like,
Yeah.
I'm not really a run free. I'm more of a stay put, but kind of do what I want.
Gabe had a fearlessness in him that you never rarely see in the world, you know, but he didn't know any better. Could you imagine living a life completely with never being afraid? Oh my
Well,
God.
then you'd probably die pretty quick.
Yeah. You try like bungee jumping with your homemade bungee rope, and fear keeps you alive. You're not wrong. All right, let's go and see if we can find some buns. We are at Pick and Save, Garrison, so I want you to give that last final remark to the camera. You got to have your closing statement.
So we're at the Pick and Save with a bird's nest and the enter sign, and we're gonna get some buns.
All right, let's do it.
I like buns.
All right, good job. Oh, it's still going. Ah! I bet I've been in fishtails, I don't know how many times. Garrison and I were just talking about how many times I've driven this lake road, and we did the math, and the guess is around 6,000 times in my career I've driven on the lake road. And when I come into fishtails, I'm always looking for this particular combination of candy bar. A Kit Kat and a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup, so two people can play the drums with each other and make a memory. Garrison, you could probably play the drums with those. Can you make your? Do you think anyone has ever made a Twizzlers into a flute? Like if you took a drill, and drilled some holes in the Twizzlers. Let's find a stick and see if we can make a flute out of the Twizzlers. All right. I promise I won't let you eat the Twizzlers that probably will have like bugs inside of it, but we should try to make a flute out of the Twizzlers. Maybe we can have a whole musical orchestra with candy bars. So we're here waiting for a gentleman that I call Scout, because everybody that I worked with at the monastery has a nickname, a code name, and Garrison wants to be home by
4 o'clock.
so you can have an interaction with a friend. Like, that's an important thing. Garrison is getting to that stage in his life where he realizes, man, is life better with friends, Garrison?
Yeah.
Yeah, making friends is important. Communicating with friends is really, really important skill to develop. So as much as I talk and chatter on like a monkey in a tree, like Forrest Gump used to say, the gentleman that's going to come here doesn't talk much. He's a strong, silent type, but he's a protector just like I am. The thing is, I like talking to this camera just to let everybody know that, hey, I'm not as dangerous as y'all think I am. I'm a pretty easy to get along with individual. You know, I even people that provoke me usually don't have to be afraid of me. So it's just like they say that's the dog that don't bark that you got to watch out for. Well, I like making people feel comfortable when I'm around, and I really think that these videos are helping with that in one way and hurting in another way. All right, the trunk of the Mr. Grrr'S mobile is laden with goodies to keep people warm at night when they're out camping or suffering from a lack of having a roof over your head. So I want to give a big thumbs up and a big shout out to a gentleman I named Scout, one of the greatest men I've ever had the pleasure to serve with, and I've served my entire life. That's what part of being a man is about, is serving others. And it's rare to find people with that mentality these days. And I feel blessed for knowing this gentleman. And even though I'm not working at the monastery anytime soon, it would appear, I still hope that Scout and I do good work together, making the lives of people in need better each and every day. Thank you, sir. Until next time. Mr. Grrr'S, out.